Welcome to my first vegetable garden. Today I want to talk about Kelp Meal. I'm doing a series of videos on the different fertilizers and amendments that you might find in the store. I'm going to talk to you about what they are, how do you use them, and is it really worth it. Today it's Kelp Meal. Kelp Meal is basically dried brown seaweed. It's dried at a, processed dried, a little bit of heat's added to speed up the drying process, and then it's pulverized. That's it. That's what you get. Brown seaweed that's been pulverized. Now, before I go on, I want you to take a guess at what this product costs. It's Kelp Meal. It's 4 pounds. I don't know if you can see it down there. Some of you might have guessed $6. That's a fair price. $8. That's a fair price. But no, it's not $10. It's more. Not $12. Not $14. Not $16. This product with tax from Walmart cost me $17.96. Let me take the hit on this price, spending the money for this product, to tell you you don't need to buy it. You don't need to spend $17.96 for Kelp Meal. It doesn't do anything more than other organic products you can find that are less expensive. I bought this at Walmart. I wanted to double check, the price is fair. I went online. Some places you find 2 pounds, for $16, but most of the time it was in the, $16 to $20 range for 4 pounds of Kelp Meal. That's what you're going to pay if you decide to use Kelp Meal in your garden. I don't think that it's worth it. It contains 1% nitrogen, 0 phosphorus, and 2% potassium. 0.25% of the nitrogen is a soluble fast release. That means the plant can use it right away. 0.75% is an insoluble slow release, which means soil life will slowly break that down into a form the plant can use over the gardening season. The potassium, 2% soluble fast release. So for your $17.96 with tax, you're getting basically a 1% nitrogen, 0% phosphorus, and a 2% potassium fertilizer. It's just not necessary. A lot of you, may just be starting gardening for the first time, and I don't want you to get ripped off, not by a product that's not a quality product. This could, this is probably quality, Kelp Meal, brown seaweed, priced fairly. It's just not needed. So it's a 4-pound bag to do a 10-foot by 10-foot garden or something similar. Maybe you have a 4x8, 3 4x8s or something. You're going to get to about 100 square feet relatively quickly. So 3 pounds sprinkled over a 10 by 10 garden is how they recommend you use it. You're almost done. You're going to give it one feeding of a 102 fertilizer, have 1 pound left. What are you going to do for the rest of the season? So you've just thrown nearly $17 across your garden. It's expensive. It's not worth it because of the cost. I'm not saying, as an organic fertilizer, it doesn't deliver, nitrogen and potassium. I'm just saying it's not worth it on cost. And that's what I want you to take away from this. If you really want to use it this way. 1 to 2 tablespoons mixed well in the planting hole. So just take a tablespoon or two, put it into your tomato planting hole, your pepper planting hole, your cucumber planting hole, mix it in well and use it that way. It's just way too expensive to scatter 3 pounds over, 100 square feet. You're going to go broke. I know a lot of us are on budgets, and even if we weren't, why do we want to spend $17.96 for 4 pounds of an organic fertilizer when there's other organic alternatives out there? Now, a lot of things you're going to be discovering as you're gardening is organic. Well, how do I want to say it? A lot of things that you might see when you're just starting to garden is everything needs to be organic. That's not true. Organic gardening is a method of gardening. It's a practice. It's not just buying an organic product. And I'll talk more about that as these videos go on, as the 2016 season goes on. If you want to be organic, it's not going out and buying an $18 4-pound bag of Kelp Meal. It's really using compost, grass leaves, food scraps. That's all you really need to be a successful organic gardener. For a low, steady release of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, compost. I mean, basically, This is the precursor to compost. It's just like going to the ocean, taking all the seaweed that washes up, rinsing off the salt, and throwing it in your compost pile. If you buy it this way, you're just paying a lot of money for it. For instance, I did a video on using a banana peel. If you save your banana peels, they're 42% potassium, 3.25% phosphorus. They have calcium, trace elements, micronutrients. All this is free. So start composting your grass, your leaves, throw in your food scraps, save your banana peels, ask for your neighbor's banana peels. You're going to get, a product. When you look at this, let's see, on the back here, it's, like I said, a 102. Compost is close to a 111 fertilizer. The key to it is, to any low fertilizers, is just having enough in your garden for it to slowly release over the gardening season, and compost does a perfect job of that. So again, kelp meal, if you want to use it, 1 to 2 tablespoons in a planting hole. I don't recommend buying it. It's way too expensive. You absolutely don't need kelp meal in your garden. You don't need it for organic practices. You don't need it for anything really. Like I said, think about compost. Compost your grass, your leaves, your food scraps, throw in banana peels, all kinds of, all your food wastes of vegetables and fruit, and you will have a great product that costs you nothing. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope this saves you money. I hope I took the hit for $17.96 and you don't go out and buy something like this. Please check out my blog at www.theroastedgarden.blogspot.com and also check out my YouTube videos. Thanks.